Hey guys, it's Barbara. So today I am doing the skirt, boot, coat length, and height video, which basically means I'm going to be covering different skirt lengths, which boot heights to pair them with, and not heel heights, but in the shaft, and then also what coat lengths to pair with that. So I'm going to start off with my shortest skirt and then work longer and longer and longer to my longest skirt, and then throw in boot and coat options with that. So let's get started. So before I get into mini skirts, I wanted to say a couple of things. First, you will see a sea of black here, and that is because, yes, I know I do like my black, but today is not about outfit creation, it's not about accessorizing, etc. Today is simply about which boot length and coat length do you pair with whatever skirt length you're wearing. So I just wanted to keep it kind of like a clean, sort of simple palette so that there's no distractions. Second thing, I am going to be mentioning what I'm wearing because I always get comments and questions afterwards about what are you wearing in that shot, etc. So I will let you know this is an older row turtleneck, no longer available that I know of. I bought it like I think a year or two ago. The skirt, I think it's still available. It's Aritzia and it's the faux leather skirt. I can't remember what it's called, but you'll see it. It's pretty short and simple to identify. Boots, over the knee, Stuart Weitzman. No longer available as well because mine are 3 years old. However, the Highland boot is very similar. This one has like a little tiny little platform at the bottom, so I think that's the biggest difference. And so yeah, so then let's get on to the mini skirt. So with a mini skirt, I'm just going to say this: anything goes. Boot height, and I'm talking about the shaft height, not the heel height. Coat length, pretty much it just depends on what you're looking for and what kind of look you're going for as well. So I have a variety of leather jackets here. I'm not going to put them on because you know I don't like to mix my leather with leather. I'll do leather and suede, but not leather and leather. So if you want something a little sporty, you could do something mini skirt with a bomber jacket. I'm also going to mention I'm not going to be changing different boots like into ankle boots or anything with a mini skirt. They will go if I have a shorter ankle boot like this one here. Of course, you know, I like them close to the leg, right? So if you could do a sock boot or something that keeps your leg longer and leaner. In the winter, I would do a tight, like an opaque tight with a mini skirt too. You could do that. What I don't like are the lower, wider boots, but you already know that about me. So, okay, so cute, sporty look with a little bomber, that's an option. You can do, I'm just going to show you the different lengths here so you can see the different looks, and then you can decide for yourself what you prefer if you need to purchase something for a specific look. So that was a shorter look. So when you get something a little bit longer, so remember I said in one of my other videos too, if you have a longer cardigan, that's really great for fall. This is the boiled wool Harris Worth London coat that I've worn in other videos. Here's what I like about this one. I like that nothing ends in the same spot. Could I wear a coat the same length of my skirt? Absolutely, that's a look too. I just like it when the eye moves, when nothing ends at the same spot and everything's staggered. I find it's a little bit more interesting. But see, it's just a different look than the bomber. So if you've got a cardigan at home, definitely wear it with a mini skirt. It's like a nice casual, part dressy, depending on what you're doing with your boot. Look, I'm not going to throw on winter coats right now because I'll cover those other coats in a minute. But if you have like a longer trench coat or something closer to a duster, this is an older Aritzia, I think it's like a polyester coat. They kind of pull one out every year, and sometimes they'll bring in the same one year after year. I don't often wear it because it's not really a look I do. It comes with a belt, like it comes with a little self belt, but you could belt it if you like the look. Anyways, keep it open, keep it longer. But yeah, I mean, or you could, if you have a longer cardigan, you could do this as well. So yeah, so basically, like I said, with a mini skirt, any boot height, any coat length goes, depends on your look. So now I'm going a little bit longer than the mini skirt in this sweater dress. So dress, skirt, whatever, it's interchangeable. This video refers to both. So whether it's a one-piece dress or a two-piece outfit with a top and a skirt, the same difference, we're talking about length. I know a lot of you have sweater dresses in your wardrobe. Some of them are more fitted, some of them are a little bit looser. This one's sort of in between, so that's why I chose this one. Okay, so length. Would I wear this with the over-the-knee boots? Yes, absolutely. If it's colder out, then I'll wear the over-the-knee boot. I don't like that it's kind of hovering around the same spot. For me, you know, I like some space. If it was a little bit longer, that'd be one thing. Then you don't see the boot end. But yeah, I mean, would I wear it? Yes, absolutely. But I would prefer to have a little bit of space between the dress and the boot. So I am going to go switch into my ankle boot, and then we'll talk coat lengths. So I've thrown on my ankle boots with this. As you can see, they're the sock style booty, which I love because it gives you a longer, leaner look. I like the space between the bottom of the dress and the ankle boots, so that there's a little bit of space. If it was winter, cold, I would be doing an opaque tight with it. Why do so yeah, opaque tights is what I typically wear. I'm not a big hose person, so I'll always do some version of an opaque tight. But yeah, whatever works for you, works for you. Another thing I forgot to mention with the over-the-knee boots, I get the question all the time, or a statement, my over-the-knee boots are sliding off, and they slide when I walk. Yes, it's gonna happen, unless you're like taping them to you. It's the nature of the boot you have to deal with, and you have to adjust. That's just how they are. So, could I do a shorter jacket with this? Absolutely. I'll just throw on my Macaj motorcycle jacket. Oh, and yes, this is older. My sweater dress is last year's Aritzia, but I think they have something similar this year. Lots of places have sweater dresses, so it's nothing special. My boots, older John Vito Rossi. Is that what that's what he's called? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So I mean, yeah, I could easily do this. Could I do a knee-high boot with this length dress? Absolutely. Would I? Probably not, because I want some space. I either want my boots to cover the hem of my skirt or dress, or I want some space between the two. So in this case, I also don't have a fitted knee-high boot. I've been looking for one for a long time with a 4-inch heel that works. I haven't found one yet. I'm still on the search. But would I do that with this? I could, but like I said, I like space between my boots and my hem, or that one covers the other. But yeah, so similar to a mini skirt, you could do any length of coat or jacket with something a little bit shorter above the knee. I'll put on that Harris Wharf coat now, because that's around the same length, so we can just discuss it too. I think the Harris Wharf coat is a little bit longer. But that's cute too, right? I mean, that's just a different length and a different look. So, like I said, anything goes. Could I put the longer coat on with this as well? Yes. The lighter Aritzia one, I probably wouldn't do because the sweater's thicker, and then that coat's a little bit lighter. But I would do, like, let's say it's winter out and I had tights on, then I would do like a car length coat or a longer coat. But I won't waste your time putting those on because, like I said, anything goes. Is there anything I'm missing? No, I think I'm gonna move on to a pencil skirt because this is where it starts getting a little tricky. So I've just put on this older Aritzia stretchy pencil skirt. Maybe 2 years old. Do they have it this year? Possibly something similar, but it's not like it's very special or anything. There's lots of stores that will carry a stretchy pencil skirt. Okay, so here's where things get a little bit tricky. Like I had mentioned before, I like a little bit of space between my hem of my skirt and the top of my boot. So, or I want the top of the boot to be underneath the hem of my skirt so I don't see it. I don't like when they hover around the same spot. Could I do a knee-high boot if I had a very sleek high-heeled one to keep the kind of the sleek look going, and the skirt was a little bit longer and the boot ended at the top of it was tucked underneath the length of the pencil skirt? Yes, I would. I don't have that, so I can't show you that. The only boots I have are a little bit wider and straight and not flattering at all. If the boot, the top of the shaft was hovering somewhere in and around the bottom of the length of the pencil skirt, then I would not do it, because I find that's also kind of like with the sweater dress and the over-the-knee boot. They were around the same area. That wasn't too bad because I had a little slit. There was a little bit more movement. But with a pencil skirt, when it's just kind of like, when the two are kind of rubbing, or there's like maybe like half an inch or something in between, I want to see at least like 2 to 3 inches. But wherever on your body, to give a little bit of space between the two, between the hem and the top of the boot. Or I want to see the boot underneath the length of, or the hem of the skirt or dress that you're wearing, so that is sleeker. So I'm going to stick with my ankle boot for this one. Like I said, my ankle boots, I like them, especially with a pencil skirt, which is really fitted. I want the top of my boot to be fitted as well. It creates the length. If it's colder, then I would put an opaque tight on as well. Now, here's another thing. Tricky. Coat lengths with a pencil skirt or a skirt that's in and around the knee area. I'm going to show you what I don't like first. I don't like, so this is one of my wool winter coats. Both of my wool winter coats are Gucci. Last year and maybe 2 years before, so older, but I find that they bring similar styles back every year. Here's what I don't like. See, the length of the coat is like within a few inches, it's like 5-6 inches maybe, 6 inches or so, within the length of the pencil skirt. I don't find this flattering at all. So here's what I would do. If I had, now I have a longer winter coat, but it doesn't cut it, and I'll show you why that doesn't work either. It's because of the ankle boot. So if I had, in this perfect world, a pair of knee-high boots and skirt length where one covered the other, so like the knee-high boot that was fitted and sleek looking underneath my pencil skirt, then I could wear this coat. See, because the coat length is longer than the pencil skirt, you don't see the pencil skirt hovering around. If they were like around the same area, fine. But here's what I don't like. See those like 6 inches of skin showing? I don't like that. If I was wearing an opaque tight, it wouldn't be so obvious, then I could get away with it for sure. But with this look, I don't like it. If I had a knee-high boot and that was underneath the pencil skirt, then yes, I could wear this longer coat. But because of my ankle boot, I'm gonna have to go shorter. So whether you do something like a leather jacket, like I'm not gonna put the maquage jacket on again because you've seen that, or I have this cute little bomber. It's a leather bomber, also Gucci as well, maybe a few years old, but like I said, they always bring something similar out. So I would do something a little bit shorter. I probably wouldn't go any longer than this. Not my favorite, but I do have an older, like 10-year-old denier leather jacket that's a lot shorter. Not a lot shorter, but you'll get the idea. For those of you in Canada, you'll remember how denier was like the place to go for leather for so many years. I think they're back open though for a bit. Okay, a little bit shorter, a little bit sleeker looking. So this is what I would do with this look because I don't have the right sort of boot coat ratio where one covers the other. But like I said, if I had tights on with that coat, I could get away with it with these ankle boots. But otherwise, yeah, I need to find that perfect knee-high boot. So if anybody finds one with at least a 4-inch heel that's fitted, let me know. Okay, so I think we covered this length of skirt pretty well. I'm going to throw on this pleated skirt because then it's even longer. And then we could tell you it's fluid too, so it's a little bit different than what I've been wearing, but I think, yeah, let's move on to that. So I've thrown on this pleated skirt. It's this year's Aritzia, but pleated skirts are a dime a dozen. You can find them anywhere. So yeah, okay, I have on my over-the-knee boot and my ankle boot so that we could discuss them at the same time and so I didn't have to go back and forth. So yeah, I'm standing awkwardly because one has a platform, one doesn't. So could I be wearing this with a knee-high boot? Absolutely. Same thing, you can't see where this boot ends. You can't see that it's ending here versus at the knee. And it's really kind of like a cute fall look because it's very sleek. I could put on this knee-high boot, but it's a wider boot and I find it's not as sleek looking and as dressy. It's a bit more dressed down. Could I do this ankle boot? Now, my phone is actually, that's what I'm recording on. It's tipped down so you can't get like the perfect angle of what's really happening down here. But yeah, there's a couple of inches like at the base of the skirt between my ankle boot and my skirt when I'm standing properly. So yeah, I would do the ankle boot or any boot. It really goes for this pleated skirt or any longer. It doesn't have to be pleated, but it could be like a maxi dress that you're wearing or a longer skirt. Yeah, so any boot would really go. If they're hovering, it depends. Pardon me. When it's a flowy skirt, you have a bit more flexibility as to what you do for boot, because you're going to be moving. It's going to be it's like a fluid thing, and it's your skirt or your dress is going to be moving around, so it's never going to be not like a pencil skirt or something fitted all the way down where it's going to sit in one spot and not move. So yeah, so flexibility here. If I didn't want to see this bit of like 2-3 inches of skin, you could put a tight on, or a sock, like a sock, but have it sticking out a bit and kind of scrunched up. A thinner one if it's a thinner boot, thicker one if it's a bit thicker. Like if I had you know, like a hiking style or a chunky, like a Doc Martin, one of the chunkier, or like a Chelsea boot that's in right now, you could do that if you don't want the skin showing. But yeah, either one of these works for sure. Jacket length. So let's go back to this sort of mid-length coat. I mean, I could choose this one's I could do the Harris Wharf one again, since we did the wool one before. Even though, I mean, either one, they're both not going to work, because see how it's kind of neither here nor there. I find that the length of it is awkward. I would not do this coat, and I would not do this coat either, the car length coat with this, because it's kind of it's chopping you. Like you've got this distinct sort of horizontal line that's forming and not in the right spot. So I would avoid that. Let's take a look at the longer coat now. It's about the same. It's about the same length as the Aritzia one, but I'm going to do this one because it's more substantial. So if I was doing this with the ankle boot, I wouldn't do it because I don't like the that little bit of skin showing at the bottom of the coat, like I mentioned before. But if I was going to be doing this, then I don't mind it, because it's like black, black, black. It's a bit more seamless. Yeah, you could see the skirt for like a couple of inches underneath, but it's not bad. It's a bit more yeah, it's a bit more seamless than something like this. If I had on a tight, like an opaque tight underneath with this ankle boot, then I could probably get away with it. But yeah, something like this, yes, I would do. Not the mid-length, not the car length coat or anything around the knee, but so I would do a longer coat like this, or I would choose shorter. See? Much better. The proportions are better. When you're doing something long with long or something short with long, the proportions are better. Yeah, that's what I would do. So that's it. We're done. If there is anything that I missed or any questions that you have, leave it in the comments below or DM me. If you want to save this and bookmark this video for later, for when you're dealing with various skirt lengths or issues, and then you'll have it for reference. If you are watching this video on YouTube, I post on YouTube, I post on Instagram, I post on my website as well, so there's various viewers on different platforms. But if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to head over to my Instagram page, Barbara Alex. It's in the comments below or in the notes below. You can find me there for daily style tips. If you're watching it on Instagram but would prefer to watch it on your computer, etc., and not on your phone, yeah, it'll be, just go to my website, barbaraalex.com, or go to my YouTube channel. I guess that's where I park all my videos, and just look up Barbara Alex and you'll find me, and you can watch it on your computer on a bigger screen if you don't enjoy the telephone experience. I think that's it, and so until the next video, which will be the mom looks. And I mean, they're really not mom looks, they're just casual looks or casually stylish looks that are really super comfortable when you want to get out of your workout leggings. So I'll see you then.